Welcome to a brand new week and welcome to Afternoon Express. My name is Danilo Acquisto. We're live on SABC3 and it's good to have you with us on the show today. I hope you got your phones ready because boy oh boy is today a motivational Monday. Like I said, today we're joined by some truly inspiring guests who overcame some incredible life-changing obstacles to achieve greatness. So first up we chat to Rida Desai, who has been in a wheelchair since 2010 after suffering a near-fatal car accident in Cape Town. Now this never got him down at all. Rida developed a passion for ballroom dancing, and through hard work and dedication, he has worked his way to becoming the world wheelchair ballroom champion. We're also joined by one of South Africa's most inspiring women. I love her. Her name is Dr. Marlene Le Roux, and she is not only the CEO of Cape Town's biggest stage, the Artscape Theatre, she also helped develop the Desmond and Leah Tutu Legacy Foundation, and just last week, she was awarded the Commonwealth Point of Light Award for her dedication and life work in the disability sector by the Queen of England. How awesome is that? Now, while you guys are on your mobile devices, please make sure you head over to our social media platforms and join the conversation today, because we're asking quite a cool question that I'd love for you to engage in. It's, have you faced any life-changing obstacles? How did you turn tragedy into triumph? If you've got a cool story, I'd love to read it out on the show today to share with the rest of South Africa. You can tweet us at Afternoon Chat. Remember to use that hashtag AfternoonExpress so we can find your tweet, or you can comment on our Facebook page as well. There'll be a post ready for you over there. There's also a chance later on in the show for you to engage on our other platforms. So get sharing your stories and I'll read those live on the show today. Now, for all you Tropica Island of Treasure fans out there, this evening SABC will be broadcasting the second episode, and later on we'll be talking more about what to expect from this season and how you can win.
Tonight on Tropica Island of Treasure, Maldives, the Tropica Consumer Contestants auditions continue.
Feeling the pressure with the celebrities watching me right now, plotting on who to choose.
Who will be paired with whom to battle it out for that all-important grand prize?
It's so quiet you can literally hear these guys' hearts beating out of their chests.
This is sudden death on a different level.
That's Tropica Island of Treasure, Maldives, tonight at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
More of that later in the show. Stay tuned. Some cool prizes to be won. Now, Rida Desai was driving home after enjoying a game of cricket at Newlands in 2010 when his life changed forever. A near-fatal accident left him in a coma for 5 days, and when he woke up, he learned that he would never be able to walk again. Not allowing the ordeal to get him down, Rida faced his new reality head-on. He took up a unique hobby in the form of wheelchair ballroom dancing, and today he's a world champion. Welcome to The Loft.
Thank you.
Quite a story. Enjoying some cricket out on a beautiful sunny day, 5 days later waking up.
Do you know what, that I look at it now and I look at it as going over a speed bump actually. Because my life has come such a long way from that person that lay in that bed to someone that can actually be productive now, and that's the amazing part. I think the mind is such a wonderful thing, and I thank God every day that He has given me a strong mind, because that has kept me from actually falling apart and actually kept me together. So with a strong mind, it's very important that I actually do something now and give back.
So you're in a very unique position at the moment, having a before and after story. You know, you weren't born with a disability, and excuse me if I'm also not PC with all of the correct terminology, but I'm very fascinated by this world of differently abled people, and your before and after story has got so much power. Tell us about the before and the after. What happened at that moment? How was life different? What was it like waking up in that bed, realizing that you could not move?
Okay, the story that happened is that I went to watch a one-day final, a club one-day final at Newlands. And then on my way home from getting onto the M5, I basically woke up 5 days later. My accident happened. The brain cut out all the trauma, so I really don't know what happened. But what I can say is that waking up in that bed on the same spot, the biggest realization for me was that I had a cousin that passed away in that ICU at the same time. And that was my drive to get better. For people to visit me in that environment, it made me feel bad because I'm not going to die. I'm going to actually stand up and win here. So what I did is that my initial rehab was actually to get out of that ICU. But being told when I woke up, being told that, listen, you're not going to be able to even walk or run again, a calmness came over me. I think God blessed me at that moment with calmness, because I think that's what kept me together and kept my mind strong. And my road to the rehab started. I mean, it's amazing where I am at this moment if I think back about it now, because so many people cried and it was sad, and I had visitors for 2 years. But at the end of the day, I can say now that I am someone that can be productive in society and add back.
So you mentioned calmness. I think that's like the complete opposite word that I'd imagine people would experience when they hear that news for the first time. I'd love to know the experience of knowing what it feels like to move your fingers, to move your toes, to stand up and walk, and then to wake up in that bed and to feel none of that. What does that feeling feel like for those who've never experienced it?
Let me put it to you this way. My running, my shouting, my screaming, my feeling, and all of those things was my gift from God. I accepted it, and I told myself, I've experienced that. Now to start my life all over again with a different body, with different means and ways to achieve. So how am I going to be successful now? What do I need to do? And that was all that I put my head down to. Sure. The small steps towards someone that can actually give back to society and do something.
I love that. Now, you didn't go the usual, only traditional means of going through rehabilitation, because you were told you're paralyzed from the neck down, right? So,
yes.
You know, whether it was partial or full fracture doesn't really matter. The idea was that you wouldn't be able to move. And you've now, I can see you using your hands, you're moving around. How did you go through therapy? What is the process like?
I was very, very, very lucky that a lady by the name of Robin Conway, she runs the Brave Foundation out in Boekap. She came out to me and she introduced me to a yogic way of life, I could say. She taught me how to move with breathing. She taught me how to just think of the body as a whole. And I think that, along with very strong painkillers at the beginning, really got me through a lot.
Okay, so there was a bit of, you know, usual kind of physiotherapy as well as this other alternative kinds of therapy has given you some mobility. Does that leave you with a sense of hope that one day you will walk?
Look, my aim and drive is not walking again. My aim and drive is a healthy lifestyle, healthy living, being able to wake up without pain. There was mornings I woke up with chronic pain for a few years.
So people think that you're paralyzed, you won't feel any pain, right?
People think that, and the worst part was that it affected my thinking, it affected my mood, it affected all those things. But I can safely say now I'm sitting here with no pain, so I'm actually very happy and can do so much.
Good. Usually the lights, the cameras, the action brings on the pain. I'm glad it hasn't. You also busy studying. You're going to graduate now in April or something, right?
Yes. I needed to add to my knowledge base and to actually show the abled world that I can actually get through a course at UCT. I needed to do that because I needed to add to my knowledge base so I could actually give back to society as well. I studied disability studies, so with that I want to actually use it to target private business to allow disability to come more into the agenda and into the policies.
Yeah, I think that's where South Africa is now sitting, and I hope that you are at home sitting on the edge of your seats wanting to have that conversation about how the financial world, the corporate world can start to incorporate more, because the mindset is disabled people are less employable than the abled, because why must I go through all that extra effort to spend more money on all those resources when I can just spend it on an abled person?
No, you see, the issue here is it's not that you are going to highlight a certain person. It's more that you're catering for everybody, so that you don't exclude anybody, that you give everybody the equal opportunity. The problem is that people with impairments are actually excluded from the employment sector. They are actually excluded from public infrastructure, and that's the issue. The issue here is not that we want this to happen. We just want everybody to be sitting in the same place and have a fun time. Why not?
And then this transition of yours, from going from, you know, ballroom champion to now motivational speaking, are there careers for disabled people in ballroom dancing?
To know my biggest fear is, and my biggest sadness was leaving ballroom dancing when I did, because I feel that sport for disabled people are not mainstreamed. We have wheelchair rugby. Why is it not part of SARU?
Yeah.
I mean,
is there funding? No.
The funding that normally comes from people driving it themselves. The issue here is also that if we do not give people with impairments an opportunity, you'll never know where they're going to reach.
Sure.
And that reach could be for anybody. I mean, if we cater for everyone, why don't we just include people with impairments?
Yeah.
It's not like we're going to exclude anyone. We're just putting more people onto the list.
Exactly. Isn't the whole point of business to expand your reach? And if you can gain a whole new market, you can gain a whole much more revenue as well.
Yes.
And especially in sports like this, which gain that kind of publicity, it's really important to pump funding into it.
Funding, look, my main reason for to stop ballroom dancing is because I felt that to add back to society, I wasn't going to get anywhere.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to
thought
be
so.
seen on TV. I wasn't going to be promoted in the way I should have been.
Yeah.
And the awareness needed to happen. So hence I went back to my studies, got my brain down there and got it going so I could actually give back.
Love it.
And happily now I can say that I'm doing the things that's needed to assist other people.
Great. Stunning. All right, so we've kind of opened up this conversation already. We've given us a little bit of an insight into the world, like Rida's world, that we kind of know more about now. The next step is to engage. How do we as a society, how does business, how does government continue to put infrastructure in place? So that conversation will continue later on in the show, so it doesn't end over here. Don't forget, head over to our social sites. We're asking the question about zero to hero stories that you think you've got, from trauma to from tragedy to absolute heroism. We'd love to hear those stories from you on our social media platforms. Also, Valentine's Day is coming up on Wednesday, and if you have no ideas, how about a hug in a mug? That coming up after these. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. Head over to all your social media accounts because there's some great interaction happening over there, and I really want you to be part of the conversation. Now, as you know, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Can you believe it? So if you're looking for some of those exciting ways to sweeten up your loved one's day, then look no further because we're combining the best of both worlds. Hug in a mug with a perfectly matched dessert. Now, with 6 exciting flavors from Hug in a Mug, hazelnut and cinnamon bun, to creamy cappuccino and toasted marshmallow, there really is something for everyone. Clement Pedro is going to show us how to do those pairings. How was your weekend?
It was very good. How was yours?
Lekker, very nice. It's good to be in a new week. I'm energized, excited, and I don't have a Valentine, so maybe this can help.
I think we're going to work on that today. Okay, let's talk about these hugs in a mug first. So let me tell you how I've paired them. So I've gone for the hazelnut cappuccino and I paired it with a hazelnut brownie. Ooh. Okay, super decadent.
So you can have a hug in a mug tasting for Valentine's Day.
You know what? How are you single? That's a brilliant idea.
Sure.
Okay.
I date myself and I eat all of that by myself. 2 for the price of 1.
Not scary.
No.
No, it's not scary. You know what? Self-love.
Exactly.
Self-love. So then the next one is our cinnamon bun cappuccino. And I mean, it's a cinnamon bun.
Oh, delicious.
Let's just pair it with a cinnamon bun.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got that for you. How about you just take this whole thing home?
Done.
Cool.
I don't need to have a Valentine's Day. All of it's sorted.
Absolutely.
And then the last one is our hazelnut cappuccino.
No, last one is our toasted marshmallow.
Oh, there we go.
And this is one that I actually want to show the viewers out there how to do, because I feel like if you're going to do this, this might be like a little show, like dinner theatre.
Like the other 2 you can buy yourself, get them bought from the store. They always do them better than we can ever try ourselves. This last one is one that you can really play around with and have some fun.
So you want to try it?
Yeah, so we have that, like, you know, that like edible chocolate spread that you put, like you buy from the naughty stores?
Hey,
Yeah.
the naughty stores.
Yeah.
I just go to the store and buy that little hazelnut spread. I don't want to know. I don't know. Cool. So what I've done is I've taken a tennis biscuit, because I like the flavour of coconut, right? We're playing on flavour and texture.
Cool.
Taken a baker's tennis biscuit, dipped it in some malted chocolate, and a little chocolate vermicelli at the end. Yeah, cool. You can gooi in your Italian there.
Vermicelli.
There we go. Cool. Next.
I think it is vermicelli, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah, it's vermicelli. Cool. Got a giant marshmallow. All right.
Where did you find those?
Do you have? Is there someone you're currently crushing on?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, do you want to try putting 2 in your mouth, and you can say it, then she won't know.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, Valentine's Day, bring out the power tools. Why not?
Look,
Okay.
I need to look more manly, because I like, you know me, I'm suits, I'm tailored, I'm too neat. So bring out the man tools. I like
All right.
this.
So I'm going to do one really quickly. Maybe I'll just hand over to you when I'm halfway. All right? The man tools. I like that. That really cool. So get it nice and hot. It takes a second to heat up. And then you're going to go straight onto, a little bit of hot air there. Straight onto the marshmallow. And you can see it's going to start browning very quickly.
Wow.
Can you smell that?
Yes, I love toasted marshmallow.
So what I want you to do is I actually want you to take a sip of the toasted marshmallow cappuccino.
Is this one over here?
And then
Oh, that
Isn't
smells
it
so good.
crazy?
It smells exactly the same.
it smells exactly
I
the
was thinking,
same.
I was wondering whether the product was inside, because I was like, this smells exactly the same that was there, and it is.
It's so crazy. And imagine you're doing this for her. Maybe you have a blowtorch, you know? Do you have a blowtorch?
I don't actually.
Okay, because I would actually be like, why do you have a
Excuse to
blowtorch?
buy one. Total excuse to buy one.
Well, you can borrow my heat gun.
Okay, cool.
And then you just like come to the table, prepare a little...
Are you already in a relationship, so you don't need
I
to impress anybody? I'm gonna need to.
No, we have the heat already. It's like we just stand and melts. Yeah. Cheese! Okay, cool. What do you think? How's it looking?
It looks awesome. I'm
Right,
ready
now.
to squash it between to make us small.
Right.
And then can I take a sip of this and then bite that?
You know what? I would love you to. Just squish it down a bit.
Oh, wow.
Just like that.
Take a little sandwich bite like this.
And maybe you could
This
like
isn't
eat
very,
it.
like, no, but see, but this is so messy. So maybe go like this.
Exactly. It's got to be messy. Uh-huh.
Do I look attractive?
Oh, no.
No.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Would you try this for Valentine's Day?
I would totally do this for Valentine's Day. The combination of those flavors is delicious, and then obviously you got your hot drink as well with it, which is delicious. So it really, really is a nice combo.
I love it.
I like you. Maybe I'll go on a date this Valentine's Day. Could be you. In celebration of the month of love, we're giving 2 lucky viewers the chance to each win 1 Hug in a Mug hamper. All you need to do is SMS the keyword HUG, your name and city to 33650. Will cost you R1.50. Free SMSs don't apply, and you could be one of our lucky winners. Remember, VAS rates do apply, T's and C's as well. You can find them on AfternoonExpress.co.za. welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's a motivational Monday and you're live with us on SABC3. And it's time to chat to our next guest, who is just an incredible human being. Dr. Marlene Le Roux, CEO of the Artscape Theatre, has dedicated her life to uplifting communities, fighting for disability rights. Now, she also helped develop the Desmond and Leah Tutu Legacy Foundation, and her life's work was recognised last week when she was awarded the coveted Commonwealth Point of Light Award by the Queen of England. Good to have you back in the loft.
Oh yes, because I must also say, when I've heard this recognition, because it's not just about me, it is about persons with disability, I actually laughed because I thought this must be a mistake.
But you're doing so much in this space. How could you even feel such?
No, because, you know, we still need to do so much more.
Okay.
And immediately if you think that this particular issue is about you and only get the recognition because you are getting it, it's then you're way off the agenda.
Okay, you're missing the point.
You're missing the point at all.
So let's start with this award, because, I mean, a lot of people might say, so what? You know, so what? The Queen decides to bestow some award on a South African, you're the 5th South African, I think, to receive this award. What does that mean for somebody like you? What does it mean for the country? What does it mean for the world of disability?
I think, first of all, I'm from a rural town, Wellington, and being born with a disability, contracted polio in particular, and on our continent, Africa, it is so important that to use this particular platform to make it visible that persons with disability must be visible, but also to talk about, again, on this global platform, about accessibility of education, access to affordable healthcare, but most of all, access to affordable transport and infrastructure. What people don't realize is that if you have a wheelchair, if you're wheelchair bound, physical disability, and you are based in Kailicha, and you must get the ordinary taxi, you pay 3 times. Number 1, for the gachi, to help you, to put you in the chair. You pay for your chair and you pay for your wheelchair. And that is what the ordinary person and citizen don't know. So if you're not part of a special needs school or of an institution who has access to transport, when you're 18 years old and you need to go home, you are stuck in your environment. Whether you had education, whether you have all the skills in the world, to be able to access the opportunities that is there, you need transport.
Amen.
And what is important with this platform is that as South Africans, we have the most wonderful policies. It's the implementation thereof.
Yeah, nice ideas, the follow-through.
Nice ideas.
All perfect surface level, substance missing.
And it's the implementation thereof, and it's the political will to implement it. Also, not just political will to implement it, but to make it accessible, and also to bring in persons with disabilities to say, how do we want to being implemented? I want to say, I've been appointed on the task team of the presidency. It was 3 years ago, we had 1 meeting. And that says a lot. Secondly, the disability then was put back into the social development department. Once again, it says, you are meant to get grants. Persons with disability is not just about accessing of grants. Persons of disabilities is about getting a job, dignity, respect, and with the education. We're not just talking about ramps, because people think about accessibility. It's only about ramps. I want to say I love seasonal disability. Because when a person sprays their ankle or just have a little bit of an injury, then they realize, but wow, what a challenge the world is just to access a shopping center. I love the seasonals because then you become aware of what it is to become disabled.
So now I don't want to come across like there's this angry mob of disability in the country, because we're trying to make inroads. We're just ill-informed. It sounds like it's an ill information. We're not educated on this. It's not being spoken about in the right circles. Are we making inroads? What are we doing to try and rectify this problem? What are you doing to rectify this problem?
I think one most important is that where you are, you need to make a difference. At Artscape, we're making that space accessible for everybody. We just appointed a year ago, Unmute dance company that just look at dancers with disabilities in order for us to be in your face. Because to make the place accessible is to broaden your sector as well, but it's also about the elderly. I don't think people realize, and I'm so happy that Rida was on the show, is that you can become disabled tomorrow. So it's not just about me who has a disability. It is about to make spaces, but also to look at human dignity. We can't have a constitution like we have our iconic Nelson Mandela that fought bitterly for humanity, and then we put most vulnerable, but people that can contribute economically and inclusively to society, and we don't give them a voice.
It's ironic. So you're saying like the CEO who's saying, I'm not going to employ disabled people because they're unproductive, I'm not going to get maximum returns from my business. You're trying to say that CEO could be in a car accident, become disabled. Now can you continue to be the CEO of this company? And you're trying to say, hell yeah, of course you can. And we want to provide all the infrastructure to be able to do that. I like that fight. Is it a personal thing for you? Because I heard this year was a pretty tough year for you. Your son passed away this year. Is he guiding you along this journey? Is he the one that is energizing you to be able to fight these fights and battles?
I think first of all, is that Adam died 5 months ago. He had cerebral palsy, he couldn't talk, he couldn't do anything for himself physically. I had 2 wonderful caregivers, but I could do this because I had a job. And what I want to tell the story about is that we need to say that they are out there. If you are living in Manenberg and in Gugulethu, on the Cape Flats or wherever, and you don't have the infrastructure, you're again trapped because you can't, even as the mother of that child, you won't be able to have a full life. So I use my story in order to influence policymakers to understand that when you have a mother at your workplace and she says she has a cerebral palsy child, she needs to take that child to Red Cross. Help her. Look at the policy of your labor law. Look at your human resources. So what I'm saying is that workplaces needs to be accessible with their policies. So don't just look at government. Look at what service do you give to your employees on all levels.
I think I've created a disabled loo. That's fine.
And then that's okay. Then with Adam have taught me that life comes in different forms. Adam couldn't speak, but his voice was louder than anybody because he could connect on a different level. Because I could leave my day job, go home to Adam, and I was at peace. But Adam has also brought people to our house which we would have never ever experienced. It was like a rehabilitation because people will come and sit with Adam and absolutely saying nothing and reconnect with themselves. And Adam's funeral was a testimony. Over 1,500 people attended his funeral, and it was a week a day. And it was a testimony how this life, whom we feel, who's able-bodied, who's mentally intact, feels perhaps he didn't have meaning. Adam's life had meaning and purpose. And he influenced me a lot how we look at life, how we experience life, and what is diversity. Diversity and transformation is not just about the color of your skin. It's not just about how do we need to look at pillars about how many blacks, coloreds, Indians we need to have in whites in our workplaces and give dignity. It is about how we as South Africans embracing each other and differences.
I love that. I told you she was inspiring, South Africa. Amazing, amazing. I feel like we've just opened up this can at the moment, and lots more of this conversation will be happening towards the end of the show. Rita will be joining us on the couch as well. So if you have questions, thoughts, perhaps you've got a story you want to be able to share with us, find us on our social platforms at Afternoon Chat. Use the hashtag AfternoonExpress or find us on our Facebook page. Share your story. It might just empower you. Let's chat about how you can win after this.
Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and you could win the grand prize of a Kia Picanto. For competition T's and C's, visit tropica.co.za.
Now, if you guys missed the first exciting episode of Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives, where have you been? It's back on our screens on Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. right here on SABC3. And today we're digging for a little bit more info on what's to come and what you can expect as the viewers. We've got Tropica Brand Group Manager Miantha Pariachi joining us in the loft, as well as Tropica Brand Manager Leandi Hendricks here in studio to tell us a bit more about what we can expect from this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives and the amazing prizes that you can win. So you better stay tuned because you could be winning some cool prizes. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
What an exciting first episode. Can we just take a moment? Some great celebs, some great of the viewer choices. Tell us about what you're expecting from that first episode, what the viewers experienced last week.
I think one of the awesome things about last week's episode is that we got to see who the celebrities were. We got to see a bit of a profile about what they do for a living, as well as the consumer contestants. We searched around the whole of South Africa to find our lucky number 7. And we're really excited to let South Africa see what they're all about.
And they are so exciting. Now, every year, obviously, shows like this need to get bigger and better, and they always tend to do that. There's 8 seasons in of Tropica, and it gets better and better every single year. What was the thought process in developing the concepts for this year, the games for this year, the way the viewers are engaged this year? How is this season your greatest yet?
I think one of the greatest things about this season and what makes it so different from season 7 is, number one, of course, the island. Yeah. You know, in season 7, we went to the Seychelles and we thought that was the climax of the show. How are we going to top the Seychelles? And then we got the contact into the Maldives and we managed to secure the Maldives for the shoot. And that was absolutely incredible. I mean, the one thing about this season is to actually see the island and how the games come to life on the island. We had a games master who was phenomenal in developing the different games. And I think the coolest thing is that you get to see a bit of physical, a bit of mental challenges, and of course, all of them incorporating the Tropica brand.
Yes, exactly. We're going to get so much drama in the season. I cannot wait for it all. Oh. These games get harder and harder every year, and I always sit there and I watch these games. We even try to play them on AfternoonExpress sometimes, and they are very difficult. So to know what people have gone through when these games arrive is so exciting for me as somebody who loves the show so much. And as a brand manager, you're always trying to find a host or somebody to be able to represent your brand correctly, who is going to bring that energy and the geest, but is also not going to be sided to any particular team. How did you guys go about choosing this year's host?
Well, for me, definitely Kat is completely versatile and diverse. So every time he's on set or actually hosting the games and talking to the contestants, he gives it an edge to it. So he puts his own smooth twist to it. So that definitely made him the right choice for Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives.
And can he sing? I love all this. I love all of it. It's awesome. It's cool to see that there's more to him than just a face on a television screen.
Yeah, I think this year what was really great about the season is that we got the host to actually perform the theme tune for the series. And that's what Kat did so great. I mean, and he's a phenomenal dancer. So with the dancing and the singing and the hosting and being the games master on the show, it really makes for something really sweet.
No wonder I wasn't the host, because I can't dance or sing, so that was cut it out of the picture. Let's talk about those contestants who we've chosen for this year, our celebs in this season, because we all got to meet them last week, and then a big cliffhanger was left at the end of of last week's episode for tonight, where we start to see these twists happening. But before we get to it, the celebrities you guys have chosen, tell us about their relationship moving forward in this competition. What can we expect from some of them in the games? Is there any insight you can give us? Give us a scoop.
Yeah, so when we searched for the 7 celebrities, we looked at their different profiles. Firstly, do they fit the Tropica brand? Are they smooth enough to be part of season 8? That was the first thing. And secondly, it was also to look at people who appeal to a diverse group of South Africans. We are a South African brand, being from Clover. And it was to see, I mean, you have the likes of Brendan Paper, who's an Afrikaans pop singer, and then we have Nay Maps, who's from predominantly SABC1 audience. So to really see those types of different personalities come together on the show was something truly special.
Yeah. I'm an impatient person. Can't you guys just give me some scoops around the games we can see? Is there any drama that we know at this point that you can share? Any insight?
Well, I can definitely say from a spontaneous point of view, not necessarily on the show, but on behind the scenes, spontaneous singing all the time. They had so much fun in the evenings, really bonding to all the celebs and contestants, actually built true friendships, and they had karaoke evenings, which for me was amazing to see, because it's not every day that you see them in sort of a more natural environment.
It's not all just competition, fight. There was a sense of camaraderie there behind it, which we'll come across.
They were on Afternoon Express last week, and one of the great things that we've seen that's come together in this season is that they all became true friends. They even shared friendship bracelets, 3 of them on the island, which is a little bit of an inside scoop. They wish each other for birthdays, so they really are
stunning.
You know, proper friends.
So
and
they
that's
love
what's
it.
so special.
They love it, and the viewers are obviously loving it, because you're also trending #1 on Twitter.
Yeah, and tonight we're going to be trending.
Yeah, 7:30. So you left us on a cliffhanger last week, that there was going to be the shift up happening.
Yes,
tell us
it's a
about
cylinder twist.
What does that mean? So tell us about what that's going to entail. Can you give me some scoop of what's going to happen tonight?
So tonight is all about seeing the consumer contestants audition again. That's what's tonight's episode.
Ooh. So one of they were done.
Yeah, it's not over. So tonight we're going to see them compete in a few games. And really, that's where the grit of the games come together. And then next week, we're going to see something else happen. So each week, there's a bit of a twist to it.
Slender twist every single week, can you not? Now, I'm most excited for our viewers because I love winning prizes. It's also a really cool opportunity to engage with the content that's happening on screen, offline as well. So how do I win? What can I win and how?
So you just buy a promo pack and then follow the on-pack instructions. We've got awesome prizes, so that consists of loot.co.za vouchers, we've got airtime, we've got luggage, we've got Daniel Klein watches, and then also the grand prize of a Kia Picanto.
That's so cool. So you can be driving on in a smooth ride as well by the end of this. Ladies, thank you so much. This is an exciting season. I cannot wait to see who the winner is going to be and sit them down on this couch to eventually be able to unpack all the scoop that they're all friends until that final episode. It's really cool to have you with us in the loft.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Now listen, if you guys are curious as to where to find out who teamed up with who this season of Tropic Island of Treasure Maldives, be sure not to miss tonight's episode. Tune in at 7:30 right here on SABC3, and don't forget to tweet using that hashtag TIOT8 to make sure that you're part of the trending show on SABC3, and you can tag at MyTropica on Twitter as well to tell us about your favorite contestants. We'll be right back after these.
Buy at Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and you could win the grand prize of a Kia Picanto. For competition T's and C's, visit tropica.co.za.
Tonight on Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives, the Tropica consumer contestants auditions continue.
Feeling the pressure with the celebrities watching me right now, plotting on who to choose.
Who will be paired with whom to battle it out for that all-important grand prize?
It's so quiet, you can literally hear these guys' hearts beating out of their chests.
This is sudden death on a different level.
That's Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives, tonight at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC 3. Now, as you know, February marks the month of love. And in the light of Valentine's Day this Wednesday, we have the Clover Fresha is Besta Pickup Line Challenge, where we're going to see which one of us, between Clem and I, can deliver the freshest pickup lines. And you can play along at home too, so stay tuned for those details. Clover Fresh Milk is the freshest milk out there, so let's see who has the freshest, smoothest pickup lines. And you at home can tell us who you think is the freshest. So,
okay, so actually I want to switch it up a bit because I'm in an amazing relationship, all right? But I want to help you.
Yeah. Right. So I don't have a Valentine this Valentine's Day. I don't particularly want one because I'm a hardworking person, and right now I think the other person deserves more than me right now. Like, I feel like I need to get into a space where I'm better in my life. But pickup lines will always work. They'll always help me.
And the funny thing is, I actually can't flirt. This is me trying to wink, like. Yeah?
Yeah, stick to cooking, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. I'm sorry if I can cook.
Is that how you got your girlfriend? Is that how you got your girlfriend? You like made her food and like, eat, girl, eat.
And then she just
me
like,
love you, food.
She fell for me, just like that. Exactly. So
she fell for you because she was over them. She ate so much that she just collapsed. And
exactly. I just picked her up and yeah, exactly. So
love
you can
everlasting.
cook. You can cook. Let's talk about some pickup lines. Okay. So, have you ever tried one?
Yes, I have tried pickup lines, and they've never really worked for me. So tell me what you guys think of this one. So I once said it went up to a girl. It wasn't at a bar. I could say like find a girl in a bar. It was probably at a friend's house or something. And I said, "Girl, if you were words on a page, you'd be fine print." Get
okay,
it?
but you know what? There's room for improvement.
Fine
So let's try something.
Okay,
let's try something. So okay, maybe next time we're like, do you like this T-shirt? It's made out of boyfriend material.
Oh no, that's terrible.
No.
No girl would like that. And what about the other one, which I always said, it's like, sorry, I need your help, please. I lost my telephone number. Can I have yours?
Has it ever worked?
Yeah, but not for a date. No.
Okay. What about, do you mind if I follow you home? Because my parents always told me to follow my dreams.
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
That's cheesy,
such a good one. No. You can decide at home. Tell us what you guys think. There's a poll running on our Twitter page right now. You guys can go find us at Afternoon Chat. Go and vote between those pickup lines between Clem's and mine. I'll stick with my one about, asking you now, what was my first one? I forgot my first one.
Which was about the fine print.
Oh, yes. Girl, if you were words on a page, you would be fine print. You like that one? Go vote for mine, or...
You know what I think you should use? I actually got a new one. You just be like, hey girl, I'm Danilo Kisto. I work on Afternoon Express. Done.
Just get voting on Twitter at Afternoon Chat. And if you have other options, there's a post on our Facebook page as well. Go and send them through to us. What is your pickup line for this Valentine's Day? Gents, girls, I want to find some of the best of the best. Don't Google them and give me those obvious ones that pop up in the list. I want some really innovative ones. And please, BPC. All right? Facebook.com/Afternoon Express. If you think, and I think we all know who won that one specifically, because I think, obviously I'm the charmer over here. Don't forget to get your votes in on our Twitter page as well. We'll be running a poll, like I mentioned early on in the show. Remember the freshest pickup lines, and remember to send them through to our fresh lines, our freshest lines in our Fresha is Besta Facebook post using the hashtag Fresha is Besta. We'll obviously be playing it out as a skit, and we will obviously take the best votes from yours and be doing them on the show on Afternoon Express. So catch us on Wednesday for when we reveal who won the Fresher is Besta Pickup Line Challenge, and our exciting Valentine's Day skit will be happening as well. It's going to be lots of fun, so you can play along too. We'll see you after these.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Childhood cancer is the second most common cause of death amongst children in South Africa. 1 in every 500 children in South Africa are diagnosed with childhood cancer.
My daughter was diagnosed. She's got myopithelial carcinoma of the soft tissue, which is in the tummy. It's very sad to find out that your child has cancer, because I never thought that it would happen to me.
CHOC is very helpful because children must be treated here the whole week. So for you to travel every day, going home, coming back, so CHOC is helpful there because you can come stay at CHOC. They cook for the children, healthy food, and then they also provide with transport for people who struggle.
CHOC is one of South Africa's leading organizations who aid families who are affected by childhood cancer. Afternoon Express, together with my school, are committed to helping CHOC raise funds for a newly refurbished home away from home. You can get involved by signing up for your free virtual My School, My Village, My Planet card today. Download the My School app, select CHOC as one of your beneficiaries, and you will automatically be entered into a weekly loot.co.za competition.
CHOC is a big support. We made family here at CHOC, and I don't think I would know what I would have done if it wasn't for them.
Good to have you back with us on Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. It's a motivational Monday, and I thought that we would start the week off with some really good news. Do you want to win? Well, we're giving away this LG washer-dryer combo to one lucky viewer. To enter, you have to visit the Afternoon Express Facebook page and comment on the competition post by letting us know your favorite feature of this beautiful washing machine. Yes, it's going to require you to do some research. So we'll be announcing the winner live right here on Friday. So get over to our Facebook page right now to enter, because time is running out. And to end off the show today, I thought I'd bring both of our guests who have had such amazing stories. And I just want to thank you at home as well for being such a big part of this conversation. You've shared some of the most incredible stories on our Facebook page, as well as on Twitter as well. So thank you for those stories. And I hope that our conversation today is going to continue to inspire you as well. So welcome back, both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Let's talk about how your lives intersect when it comes to the work that you guys are both doing. Rida, let's start with you and retail and disability and how those worlds collide. I would never have even thought that there would have been an issue with disability and retail.
The problem is that it's a holistic approach. It's not something that you can just say, let's concentrate on something here or there. The problem is that the way retail works is everything feeds into each other, from your supply chain all the way through till the customer experience. It's something that needs to really understand how disability can be worked into it, but in a way that's realistic for that company to do it. I mean, it's really stupid for me now to go operating the crane at Foschini now in the warehouse, for example. I need to be realistic as well. So my point is that retail and the private sector, because I come from there, I know we can do so much. As an able-bodied person, I grew up in that environment, and I know how much we can do.
Marlene, you were mentioning about what can be done, because I mean, I would never have thought that disabled people wear different, or differently able people wear different clothing to other people, and you said that that's not the issue. It's just the fact that you've got to realize some people don't have arms, and how you're going to tailor long-sleeve shirts to people like that. And
I did a book 5 years ago, Look at Me, especially with women with disabilities. And part of this book was to put sensual dresses on lingerie. And just that is where it triggers me. It triggered this whole thing about retail, because we went into a shop and then we realized we couldn't find anything. So what we needed, obviously I was naked in the book because there was no clothes for me, just a joke. Yes, side effect. But it is so important that, as I said, when you look at inclusivity, you need to look at inclusivity on all levels. I've just featured Patience Lunka at our Women's Festival. She's a designer. And it was just tremendous. We opened up Artscape. We had then women with disabilities, and she's a woman in a wheelchair, and she's a designer, and we just said, now you're going to showcase your work. And we made our wardrobe accessible to patients in order for her talent to be showcased. So if we didn't open up Artscape, patient would still be having this dream of hers to showcase. So what we're saying is that give the opportunity, and we can show you that persons with disability don't need to be invisible. We have the talent, we have the skills, we have the mental capacity to drive it. As long, I want to say to you, we can't talk about equity without you can't talk about equality without equity.
Okay.
Because if we're not, if we say we're all equal, we're not. I need a caliper in order for me to be mobile. You don't need that. But please recognize my disability in order for me to get the resources to be able to be a full-fledged citizen.
Okay. Rida, in terms of your experience, I mean, a lot of now you're starting to realize that how much infrastructure still needs to change, how much more work needs to be done. Let's say I am a person with a different ability, and I feel like this infrastructure is leaving me hopeless because what opportunities are there for me? What are your words to that individual?
Do you know what? It's the perseverance within people with impairments are amazing. We are not asking the private sector or government to make a small minority the concentration of work now. No, we're not. We are asking you to concentrate your work on everybody and let everybody be able to access any service, any environment, and be able to do any work. It's opening the doors to everyone, but not concentrating on someone specifically. My words to people with impairments is that there are many opportunities out there. Keep your head up high. Never keep that head down. Know that you can study. I'm here for you if you want to. I'm a direct call. I put myself out there for you. Contact me and I will help you because I had to go through my own way of getting through my studies, which I did myself. It's not easy, but what we can say is that we can give you the tools to get there. The resources are out there. We just need to tap into them in the correct way. We just need to direct them in the correct places because I'm not saying that the companies are doing nothing. They are doing something. But the problem is that they don't know where to really look and find. So what I do is basically I get that streamline work going so people understand, okay, there is an internship, there is an opportunity to go and study. You just need to know where to tap into that. And so people with impairments need to reach out. They need to stand up, put their heads out there. Let us see you, because the only way you're going to get somewhere is if we see you and you speak up.
It's a brilliant way to wrap up the show today, so thank you very much. Inspiring words, this guy, I like him.
I like Rida.
He can stay.
But also important, we need to keep government accountable because it's the rural young person, young woman and young girl that is there but doesn't have that resources. Rida and I, we can talk about it, but it's the access. So government must come on board with policies that's implementable, and we need to strive towards
And we're safe in the hands of people like our two guests on the show today who are doing all that they can to ensure that you at home, perhaps you're somebody who's in a similar situation, get the resources that you need to thrive, not only just to survive. Don't forget that we're going to be off air tomorrow due to the cricket. How sad. But make sure that you guys tune in again on Wednesday when we celebrate Valentine's Day in the Afternoon Express style. The only way we know how to. Lots of skits, lots of fun. It's going to be a great show. We'll see you 4:30 on SABC3. You two, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
And I hope that you at home continue with this conversation. Good night. Happy eating. We love you lots. And we'll see you on Wednesday for Valentine's Day. Mwah. Bye.
Afternoon Express.